this morning, you've probably heard of the 5 love languages or the ways people show their partners that they love them, such as words of affirmation or gifts. Well, new research shows that there may actually be 7 love languages, and they're different from what you might think. This is fun. Local professional matchmaker Camille Kostin from It's Just Lunch Milwaukee joins us right now to talk about this. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So first of all, I know what these are, but for viewers that are watching this morning, they may have not heard of what a love language is. Can you explain what that is first of all?
Yeah, so the original 5 love languages were created back in the 90s. So they're basically different ways that we express love for each other. So for example, if you feel loved if your partner spends every night with you or takes the garbage out without you having to ask them, then your love languages would be quality time or acts of service. The others of the original 5 are words of affirmation, physical touch, and gifts. Now, each person has a primary love language, and by understanding your partners, it's believed that you can have a stronger relationship.
So I have to ask you, what are these mysterious other 2 love languages? Because I know the 5, but what are these 2 and where did they come from?
Yeah. So a company called Truity recently did a survey, and, a lot has changed since the 90s. So the new 7 are activity, appreciation, emotional, financial, intellectual, physical, and practical. So appreciation, physical, and practical are very similar to words of affirmation, physical touch, and acts of service. They really cover receiving compliments and praise, the loving touches and chipping in with chores around the house. Financial is very similar to the old love language of gifts, but instead of it being about just receiving presents, it's about financial support as a whole, the financial security, the equal partnership. And then activity is very similar to quality time, but instead it really focuses on you showing interest in your partner's hobbies and activities.
Absolutely, and we cannot forget about emotional, also intellectual. Can you kind of dive more into what those mean to people?
Right. So those are the 2 that kind of got added on. And emotional is when you support your partner through tough emotions. I mean, the pandemic was tough. So singles really took time to focus on themselves and work on themselves. So they want a partner that is emotionally mature as well. Someone that's open-minded, accepting, and in tune with their own emotions, but also reliable and can provide a sense of security in a relationship. While intellectual is when a person feels loved or valued when their opinions are respected. And they feel safe to be able to discuss these important intellectual issues with each other.
And Camille, do you think that during the pandemic, really, people really got more of a sense of what they're actually looking for in a relationship?
100%. Their apartments or houses felt a lot emptier. And so they focused on what they deserve, what they want standing beside them, what a relationship, looks like. And they really spent that time, working on their self-awareness and working on themselves too.
Yes, and do you think that love languages are actually the key to a successful relationship?
I mean, I think the key to a successful relationship is communication, 100%. So just be clear about your expectations. So if you like praise or emotional support or spending time together, make sure your partner knows that. Y'all can have that staying power if you're both on the same page, but also willing to give each other the love that y'all need.
And where can people go to learn more about you and what you do?
Yeah, it's justlunchmilwaukee.com or 414-224-9607.
Really cool. Thanks, Camille. I learned a lot today, and I will be communicating that from now on. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much.